Hi guys, so my name is Sarthak and I cleared my CA foundation in November 2020. I secured 327 and I did my preparation completely by self-study. So I wanted to share my experience on how I was able to complete my foundation by self-study. Since I feel that there's also a lot of news that you cannot clear your CA by self-study and you have to go to coaching for the foundation level. So I would like to break it subject-wise in order to tell you how it is very easy to prepare for self-study and how it actually makes yourself better for the future. Okay, so firstly, looking at accounts. So in accounts, all the chapters are what you had already done in your 11th and 12th. Only you have four new chapters, that is account current, average due date, inventory, and consignment. And these four chapters combined can come for a max to max 30 marks. So, and these chapters also are not that difficult in concepts. I mean, you have studied concepts like company accounts, partnership accounts in depth. So, these concepts will be relatively easy for you. So, that's why accounts becomes very easy for you in order for self study. And then we come to eco and BCK. In eco and BCK, this paper is completely MCQ. You have 60 marks of eco and 40 marks of BCK. Now, economics is the microeconomics what you had studied in your 12th standard. So that also makes it much more easier since all the concepts of demand and supply, market mechanisms, law of variable proportions, all these are concepts which I've already studied properly in your 12th and you have revised it multiple times. So it is not required for you as of such to go to a coaching to learn these concepts again from scratch. And BCK, it is just like what you have studied in commerce plus it's MCQ based. So it's completely theory which you need to remember. Next, let's look at business mathematics. So this is divided into three parts. This has mathematics for 40 marks, logical reasoning for 20 marks, and again statistics for 40 marks. So in this, the logical reasoning part of 20 marks is something which will be new, but it is very easy. Once you go through the concepts, it's very easy for you to solve the paper and it does not require any special skill as such. And maths and statistics, it depends on how much you have done in your 12th, 11th and 12th if you have taken mathematics. Otherwise also, there are many concepts which you have already studied in your 10th standard, like there's APGP, there's sets. So, maths should not be that difficult a task. Plus, the statistics part, since the entire paper is MCQ based, it is going to be mostly theory. All the big questions of statistics where you have to solve and use formulas, those parts are not going to come. There are only shortcut formulas and theories which you require. So, is also not going to be difficult even if you have not studied it in your 11th and 12th at all. Next, looking at business law and BCR. This is a paper which many people feel difficult because business law is something which we encounter for the first time in our life, and plus business law requires a lot of remembering because we are encountering law for the first time and we do not know how to deal with it. So this comes for 60 marks in the paper. Now, for how to deal with it, you have to go through the ICI study material as many times as possible. So what that will do is that will get a hang for you of the language and that will make the task easier for you. And law is also not difficult if you do it for by self study and if you give consistent effort. Then BCR is completely English. So in BCR the only thing you need to remember is all your formats properly, and then in BCR it is very easy for you to get 30 plus out of 40. So there are various advantages of self study as well, which I encountered as my experience during this process when I was studying. So the first thing is you are able to identify which is the study technique which is most effective and suitable for you. For example, for me, studying at night, like after 10, between 10 to 12, 10 to 1, that is my peak hour and that is the time when my studying is most effective. Now, many people tell that you should not study at night, you should get up early morning and study, but I have tried the same, but that did not work out well for me. So, similarly, the study technique for everyone and the amount of peak hours for everyone, it is different for different people. And you can identify it only by self study because you are experimenting on yourself during this process. Then the second advantage is that you save a lot of time because there are various concepts which you have already studied, and you'll have to start from scratch of these concepts if you go to coaching classes. For example, let us say journal entries. Journal entries is something which by now you are very well acquainted with and you have a good grip over it. Now, if you go for coaching classes, they will again start from scratch on journal, ledger. So they will teach that for at least 15 to 20 days. So that 15 to 20 days and the amount of time you spend looking at watching those lectures, that becomes a waste of time for you because this is not something which you require to learn again from scratch. So that is also another reason I recommend self-study. And the third reason is you save cost also. Now if you're doing self-study, you do not incur any cost. So you have saved at least 20,000 rupees, which is a good enough amount. You can think it is a minimum of 3 months of your articleship salary which you have saved. So that is also a good goal to start. And then the another one advantage is you gain a lot of self-confidence. So what happens is when you do your self-study, you know how much you are aware of in your concepts, and you're very confident when you go forward in a paper, because you know that how much ever you have studied it very well, and you have tested yourself again and again. And then another major advantage is you get a lot of satisfaction now, because after the exam many people ask you how were the paper, how much marks you got, which coaching institute you went and all. And when they ask the question which coaching institute you went, and if you tell you did self study and you secured good marks, so that leaves everyone at a state of shock, and that gives you a lot of satisfaction that you were able to achieve this milestone by doing self study, whereas everyone goes towards coaching. So that's why I would recommend all of you to do self study. So thank you guys for watching the entire video. Feel free to drop down comments of your views on this, and also if you have suggestions for any kind of videos you want to watch, drop it down in the comments and I'll surely make a video upon it.